Back inside the Bank of Colorado Event Center we come. It's time for the men's game between the Northeastern Plainsmen and the Otero Rattlers. And our pregame show brought to you by Northeastern Junior College. Northeastern Junior College has the educational path for you, and we want you to get your educational path started off on the right foot. For 2026-27, visit njc.edu. Plainsmen come into the game 13-8 overall, 5-2 in Region 9 South play. They're number 2 in the standings. Otero 3-17, 2-4. They are currently holding on to the final spot into the postseason at number 6. For the Northeastern Junior College Plainsmen, they've been on a relative hot streak. They did lose 2 in a row, by 1 point to Trinidad and then by 4 on the road to North Platte. Both of those games were road games, and they played a lot of close games this year. We talked about it with Eddie Trinkle at halftime in the Northeastern Plains women basketball game that they're 7-2 in games decided by 3 points or fewer or in overtime, with that 6-point game in double overtime against Casper. This team has played a lot of close games this year, and the Plainsmen have won a lot of those close games this year. For Otero, it's been a hit and miss for them so far this season as far as what they put together. First time these two clubs played, NJC won 70-59 down in La Junta. That's the only game in 2026 that has not been decided by 2 or fewer possessions. The only game when these two teams played. The 11-point win down there. NJC has played just all these close games, and they've gotten a lot of great balance. But I think the thing that's most impressive to me is the change since coming to conference play defensively. NJC is giving up 4 fewer points a game in conference play than they were prior to conference play. They're giving up 76 points a game right now, and they're scoring 76 on the season. But in conference play, they're actually down at about 73 points per game given up this season. So Eddie Trinkle's team has figured out the defensive side of the ball, which is not always something you can teach. You just kind of have to have it. And that defensive piece is tonight's key to the contest. Brought to you by Carpet Comfort Center. Largest selection of flooring in eastern Colorado. The flooring you need, the professional installation you deserve. Stop by where comfort is their middle name. The defense needs to create turnovers. There's 6 players on this Otero Rattler roster that have averaged 2 or more turnovers per game. They average 22 turnovers a game. So while NJC doesn't necessarily need to go for the steals, that's not their MO, they need to create those opportunities to create those turnovers, to force the errant passes, to force the bad things. When you look at the overall numbers in this one for this contest, Otero doesn't play a different style or a style that different than NJC does in the pace of the play here. Both teams are looking to be in that mid-70s possession per game range. Otero may be a tick faster early in the season, but since getting to conference play, they've got it back down to about 77 possessions a game, maybe closer to 75 if you take last weekend into indication. NJC is one. They want to sit at that 140 mark. That's Eddie Trinkle's sweet spot, 70 possessions a game. What you're putting together, Otero may be a tick higher with what they want to do, but they really are going to play similar. So it's that turnover that's going to be our key to the contest, and NJC's ability defensively to get it done, because you know they're going to rebound, you know they're going to shoot well. They've done that all season long. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will meet starters and have tip-off next. It's Northeastern Plainsmen basketball against the Otero Rattlers, a Wednesday night on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back inside the Bank of Colorado Events Center we come. Northeastern Plainsmen basketball set to take on the Otero Rattlers this evening. Plainsmen and the Rattlers meeting for a second time in just 11 days as they played on the 23rd of January back in La Junta. That's the interesting set of this schedule this year. I mean, you play a lot of teams close together, but typically the schedule kind of mirrors each other, at least in years gone by. You play Lamar Southeast first, so you play Lamar Southeast second. You know, you play Otero Trinidad second, so you're going to play them second time through. But it's kind of flipped to where you've got that mirror with the, week 1, week 5, and then week 2, week 4, and then week 3 and week 6 are paired together for NJC in this schedule. And, of course, this is the second game of a 3-game homestand. And for NJC, a team that played the 23rd, the 24th, the 28th, the 31st, and now the 3rd and the 4th, you're going to get 6 games in a 12-day stretch here, all in an important spot as we're headed into the games that matter, with the South hosting the region this year. Northeastern Junior College wanting to win the South and host that here in Sterling. Starting lineups are brought to you by Stubbs. Hop off at exit 66A when you travel I-76. Find a gem of a place, auto accessories, gas, and fresh cooked food from an actual kitchen. That's Stubbs in Wiggins. They bring you our starting lineup. We'll head to the public address announce system, and we'll get this evening's second game festivities underway here at the Bank of Colorado Events Center in Sterling, Colorado. Good evening and welcome to the Bank of Colorado Events Center for this Region 9 South men's basketball contest between the visiting Otero Rattlers and your Northeastern Plainsmen. Before we meet the starters for this evening's contest, we ask that everyone rise if able and remove cover as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet our starting lineups for this evening's contest. First for the visiting Otero Rattlers. A sophomore wearing number 3, Ray Gazaway. A sophomore wearing number 10, Marquise Allen. A sophomore wearing number 11, Bedun Shiadika. A freshman wearing number 24, Bertrand Walter Jr. And a sophomore wearing number 35, Sam Webb. The Otero Rattlers are coached by Tim Bolin.
Something special about me, you can already tell the energy is different. Confidence is at the highest level, I don't ever see it dipping. Try me if you want to guarantee, though you gon' wish you hadn't did it. Hey, feature presentation, what they came to see, I open up the curtain. Oh my, pandemonium, it's showtime. Got your noses up, I know why. Jealous of me cause the flow nice. See it always at a cosign. Shooter always hit the bullseye. Taste the what? Tip your happy when you see it, the whole package ain't got nothing missing. Check off every box, it's unavoidable at this point. Don't you act like you don't see me out here making waves. I got an air about me. I don't play the game the way they want me to. They tell me take a left, I take a. Right, I'm not the one to pick a fight with trying. What you think this is? What's the latest trend? I don't have a clue. I don't follow them. They just follow me. Keep them on the edge. Keep them on their toes. Keep them wondering. Keep them wanting more. Don't look at the score. Don't look in the stands. Focus on my goals. Execute the plan. Beat me in my game. Never not a chance.
And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Northeastern Plainsmen. Wearing number 2, he's a sophomore from Mansfield, Ohio, Keith Davis. Wearing number 5, he's a freshman from Rigby, Idaho, Jacoby Jones. Wearing number 13, he's a freshman from Jasper, Georgia, Josh Davis. Wearing number 23, he's a freshman from Jasper, Georgia, Parker Davis. And wearing number 35, he's a freshman from Fairburn, Georgia, Ethan Carter. The Northeastern Plainsmen are coached by Eddie Trinkle. Let's play ball! Northeastern Plainsmen in their home white uniforms. They will be going from right to left in this first half. It's brought to you by Better Electric. Better does matter when it comes to all your electrical work, residential, commercial, agricultural. 970-521-1030. Ethan Carter in the circle for the Northeastern Plainsmen. Sam Webb in the circle for the Otero Rattlers. Rattlers in their navies, white letters and numbers. Plainsmen in their whites, black letters and numbers. 20 on the clock. Ball in the air. Tip won by NJC and the opening possession of the game. Keith Davis will set it up in the half court. NJC's been very comfortable in their half court set here in 2026. Pass far side intended for Ethan Carter, tipped out of bounds by Shiadika. So Plainsmen drop it in, and Keith Davis will set it up again. He goes far side for Ethan Carter. Parker Davis on the left wing. Dodge Davis 10 on the shot clock. Near Kai, Jacoby Jones. Iron doesn't go, and the rebound is run down by Shiadika. Rattlers look to run. Plainsmen get back and force them to walk. Left to right on their opening possession of the ball game. Backdoor feed. Jacoby Jones denies the take for Gazaway. Kick far corner from downtown, knocked down by Shiadika. So the Rattlers score first. They lead 3-0. 50 seconds in, and the Plainsmen walk it into the front court. On the far side, Jacoby Jones, Parker Davis out up top, near side for Keith Davis. Keith blow through in the lane, off iron, doesn't go, drew the foul, and will head to the free throw line. Ray Gazaway will come up with the foul for the Northeastern, or for the Otero Rattlers, and put the Northeastern Plainsmen on the free throw line. Keith has been the hero a number of times already here in 2026. Hit the game winner on Saturday with 3 seconds remaining and buries the first free throw for the first points for Northeastern this evening. Second charitable chance does not go, so 3-1 for the Rattlers as they'll trot into the front court and set it up with Ray Gazaway. High post pass tipped. Allen comes up with it. Gazaway on the right wing. Screen, help side. Parker Davis picking up Webb. Webb back down. Drop off. Shot. Window and in. Shiadika drops the first 2 buckets for the Otero Rattlers and a 5-1 lead. Dodge Davis will set things up this time up the floor for the Plainsmen. Keith Davis in front of the bench far side. Skip across near side for Jacoby Jones. Back out for Keys from 26. Doesn't go. Rebound is pulled down by Shiadika. So Rattlers hold NJC off the board the first 2 times down the floor. Top of the key, Webb. He'll hand it off to Allen. Allen across far side for Walter. His 3 no good. Webb rebound. Looking to go back up and fails in going back up, but there to tip it back and in is Walther. So 2 cracks at it after the failure on the offense, and leads up to 6-7-1, 2:45 to go, or 2:45 into the first half. Parker Davis on the post with the back down. He'll hit the fall away back iron that doesn't go, and the board is contained by Shiadika. So NJC over their first 3 from the floor, 2.5 in to half number 1. Rattlers walk it up. Shiadika drives down the heart of the lane. His pass stolen away by Keith Davis. Keith running the floor to the hoop off the steal and lays it up and in. So creating that turnover, a Rattler team that turns the ball over 21 times a game this year. That's the first turnover and gets NJC with their first field goal of the game. Now down 7-3, 3 minutes in. Dribble across the top, help across far side. Keith Davis covering the much bigger player. Feed into the lane, up for the shot, and rattling around and going down is Walter. So lead back up to 6 for the Otero Rattlers at 9-3. Good entry pass off the far side from Marquise Allen. Keith Davis directs traffic. Parker Davis, top of the key, out to Jacoby Jones at the volleyball 10-foot line. On the Pete Insignia near side, Keith Davis pops it, won't drop it, and the rebound is collected by Gasaway for the Otero Rattlers. Plainsman just feels stagnant in the first few minutes of this ball game, not really running the offensive sets the way we saw him do on Saturday. Gasaway drives, high right elbow, out to Marquise Allen. He pops it, won't drop it. Rebound is pulled down by Shiadika. Out up top, another long-range shot doesn't go from Gasaway. Webb gets the offensive rebound, feeds it down to Walter and out of bounds, and that will take us to our first media timeout. 9-3 Otero, 4 minutes in on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Northeastern Plainsman down 9-3 out of our first media timeout. 15:58 to go in the first half. Welcome back into the Bank of Colorado Event Center. Buckeye Welding Supply knows you have questions. They've got the answers and the supplies too. Buckeye Welding Supply in South Sterling. Plainsman brought Brady Green on the media timeout, replacing Ethan Carter. Jacoby Jones to Dodge Davis on the far side to Green, who finds Parker Davis in the lane, and Parker goes to the rack and lays it up and in. Good post-to-post pass in there. Plainsman back within 4, down 9-5, 15.5 to go in the first half. Marquise Allen walks it into the front court. Hedge across, Parker Davis denies the entry in from Gasaway, so they'll reset back out up top. Marquise Allen skips near side. Sam Webb, he'll skip pass back to the far sideline. 3 doesn't go. Rebound is contained by Dodge Davis on the miss from Ray Gasaway. Plainsmen trot back into the front court, looking to get back offensively. A little bit more pep to their step on the offensive side since the media timeout. Jacoby Jones, Parker Davis. Pass near side. Keith Davis gets the ball off a tip. Kicks off far side. Jacoby Jones won't go in. The rebound is pulled down by Parker Davis. He'll pop it off near side to Dodge Davis, whose 3 doesn't go. And Brady Green saves the rebound off the fallen Bertrand Walter, who's laying out of bounds. So heads up play there by Brady Green to extend the possession for the Northeastern Plainsmen. NJC 2 for 8 to start the contest from the floor. 14:46 to go in this first half. Keith Davis drops it in to Parker Davis. Parker muscle in the lane, back iron doesn't go. Fight for it and out of bounds. Brady Green and Parker Davis force it off of Kalen Graham. So NJC gets another extension on the possession here. And a fourth crack at it. 14:40 to go in the first half. Keith Davis drives off the right wing, off the window, rattles through. Finally getting the second chance points. Keith with 5. NJC back within 2. 4 looks at it. 9-7 Otero. Graham near the top of the key. Drives left side of the lane. Off to Webb on the far side. The Aussie back to the near side to Marquise Allen. He'll shovel it out up top for Kalen Graham, whose 3 does not go. Tip back, put back does not go by Shadika. Rebound goes out of bounds off of NJC. So NJC will bring Xavier Shufford on, replacing Parker Davis. Multitude of guys that can play that 4 and 5 position. Inbound pass into the lane. Brady Green trying to keep Walter off the block, but he's able to flutter it in and grow the lead back up to 4. 11-7 Otero. Keith Davis walks it into the front court. Keith, dodge, near side for Jacoby Jones. Back to Keith. He's just going to hold and work to the 10 and the quick hit and the slower tempoed offense. Feed far side, Jacoby Jones, entry into the lane, Xavier Shufford. Off to Brady Green. Green down. He rolls the ball off to Jacoby with 2 on the shot clock. He gets a fall away that doesn't fall in. And the board contained for the Otero Rattlers by Shiadika, who already has 6 rebounds and 5 points this evening. 13:20 to go first half. Walk into the front court, Kalen Graham looking to drive, denied on the drive in. Out he'll go into the hands of Walter, who drives to the window, and off it goes, and it falls. He's 4-4 from the floor. The lead matching the game high now at 6 at 13-7. Keith Davis saunters into the front court for NJC. He'll let Dodge Davis spearhead this time. Chase Manzani at the table next whistle. In and out. Xavier Shufford is found by Keith Davis. Xavier was fouled on his shot. We'll head to the free throw line. Good attack for NJC. Kalen Graham picks up the second foul on Otero in this first half. Alan Acevedo Dogda back at the table. Alan missed Saturday's game against McCook with the violent bumps and bruises he took in North Platte as Shufford knocks in the first free throw. Allen on for Jacoby Jones. Chase Manzani on for Keith Davis. Allen took back-to-back charges in the first half against North Platte last Wednesday, the second of which he was landed directly upon by the guy he took the charge from. Then playing defense in the second half, stretched his back and sat out Saturday's game against McCook. Second free throw doesn't go. Shiadika down with the rebound. 13-8 Otero. Shiadika on the near side. Walter out up top. Colby Homer at the table next whistle for NJC, which could be the media timeout. Banging Shiadika. Reverse layup doesn't drop, and Shufford comes away with the rebound. Plainsman looking to run with Manzani spearheading the point. Manzani to Brady Green, back to Chase in the lane. He'll drop near corner, Dodge Davis. Follow through clear. He draws a ton of contact, no call. Rebound is contained by Walter for the Otero Rattlers. Walter will run it himself up, and he runs right over Brady Green. Bernard Walter was headed to the hoop, and there wasn't anybody that's going to stop him except the rule book. You can't run over somebody. So Colby Homer is allowed on before the media timeout following the charge and the turnover. 12:05 to go first half, 13-5 NJC. Chase Manzani walks it into the front court. Alan Acevedo dogged on the far side. Brady Green looking into the lane. His pass a tick short in the first Plainsman turnover of the game. Quick run of the floor to the hoop. Shot does not go for the Otero Rattlers as Jai Barlow, the Aussie, came in, and the rebound pulled down by Alan Acevedo Dogda. Allen brings it up, and he's fouled by Walters. So the Rattlers' leading scorer has 2 fouls with 11:41 to go in the first half. Otero leads NJC 13-8. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Otero 13, NJC 8 as we welcome you back to Sterling and the Bank of Colorado Event Center. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online or at one of the many Bank of Colorado locations all across the area. Bank of Colorado, member FDIC. Plainsman, rocky offensive start to the contest. They're starting to figure out where they can attack on this Otero team. Several subs. At the timeout, Jason Lewis on for the Otero Rattlers. NJC brought Ethan Carter in. So Carter's the only of the starters as he exited early for Brady Green. Off the floor came Bertrand Walter, the leading scorer for the Rattlers at the media with 2 timeouts. Ethan Carter in the lane, fall away, popped on the elbow, doesn't go. Xavier Shufford down with the rebound. He will draw the foul on his putback. It's already 4 offensive rebounds for NJC. Rattlers have 5. Foul is on Jai Barlow, the 6'8" Australian freshman for the Otero Rattlers. First free throw for Shufford is up and in. Plainsman will see the Rattlers bring Ray Gassaway back in. Marquise Allen sits down. Second chance for Shufford. It rattles in. So Xavier Shufford for NJC gets both, makes it 13-10. 11:20 to go in the first half. Walk into the front court for the Rattlers. Barlow onto the near side for Graham, who launches it. It hammers iron, doesn't go, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Ethan Carter. Plainsman look to run with Colby Homer pushing the pace. He goes to the rim, up and underlays it in. The sophomore from Idaho gets NJC back within 1. 5-0 NJC run. Up, down 13-12. Barlow near the top of the key for the Otero Rattlers. He dishes it far side for Shiadika. Shiadika's skip pass across wildly wide. That's the 4th turnover already in the game for the Otero Rattlers. So Plainsman can take the lead for the first time in the game with points this time down the floor. Slow start had them down 7-1. Since that point, 11-6. They've nearly doubled up the Rattlers. Chase Manzani, pass picked up by Ethan Carter, tipped into the backcourt by Jai Barlow. Carter will get it past and let Alan Acevedo Dagda set it up to Homer off the Pete Insignia near side. 3 doesn't go. Shufford rebound right back up and in. Plainsmen have the lead for the first time in the game. 14-13 halfway through half number 1. Kalen Graham, top of the key, off the handoff from Barlow, tries to drive in. Xavier Shufford tips the ball away. Colby Homer dives on it on the floor, and Shufford procures the steal. Quickly running the floor. Up the near side comes Alan Acevedo Dagda. Colby Homer on the far side. Skip pass across. Allen feeds it to Carter. Carter. 10 on the shot clock. Off to Shufford from downtown. Yes, sir! The big man making noise off the bench. Xavier Shufford with 8. 17-13. NJC is on a 10-0 run. Jason Lewis walking it up this time for the Rattlers. Off the right wing, he drives in. Kick far side, stolen away by Manzani. Chase runs the floor to the window, doesn't go. And the rebound is pulled down by Jalen Lewis for the Otero Rattlers. 9 to go, first half. Far side, drive off the left wing, and we get a foul on the drive from Graham. It's either Alan Acevedo Dogda or Colby Homer. Both were there. Foul will be on Colby Homer, his first, NJC's first of the contest. Otero Rattlers will go to the 7-footer Felix Gasana. First time Gasana's seen the floor today. Same with Cole Corner, who is from Longmont. Into Gasana. He puts the shot up, bangs iron, gets his own rebound. And the putback goes in for Felix Gasana. So second chance points gets Otero back to within 2. Ends the 10-0 run as Chase Manzani runs up the left side of the floor and established his right as the pivot foot, then took the extra step. Chase has been trusted by NJC a lot over the last couple weeks in very critical junctures of the game. They've often gone 2-point guard with both Keith Davis and Chase Manzani on the floor. Run into the front court by Cole Corner. Off a screen, Kalen Graham drives high post. Far side for Cole Corner, out of the corner. Graham, near side, baseline, Shiadika. Backing down Colby Homer, turns around him and gets stuffed by the rim on his floater. Rebound pulled down by Homer. Plainsman run up with 8:10 to go in the first half. Push far side, Alan Acevedo Dogda off the mark. Xavier Shufford with the rebound, drives in, draped upon as he goes for the shot. And Shufford will be at the line with 8:03 to go after his third offensive rebound of the game. Gasana, the 7-footer, whistled for the foul. Shufford, the leading scorer thus far for NJC. First charitable chance for Xavier does not go. Plainsman will bring Jacoby Jones back onto the floor. Alan Acevedo Dogda takes a seat, and if Xavier makes the second, he'll be replaced by Trevor Thomas. He does not, so Shufford stays on. Shiadika gets his 8th rebound of the first half. Under 8 to go, next whistle, media timeout. Cole Corner walks into the front court. Corner gives it off to Shiadika. Shiadika left side of the lane. Skips across near side for Gasaway. Gasaway from 10 on the baseline. Airmailed everything, and Colby Homer comes down with the rebound. Looking to toss it out in front. Loose basketball. Xavier Shufford dives on the floor. Jump ball is Otero's, so it will end up being an NJC turnover, and that will take us to the media timeout. Northeastern 17, Otero 15. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Seven and a half to go. Half number one. NJC leads Otero 17-15. Sydney Regional Medical Center doesn't want you letting that injury keep you out of the game. Visit SydneyRMC.com for more information. Rattlers will have the basketball out of the media timeout. Trevor Thomas and Keith Davis on for NJC. Chase Manzani and Xavier Shepard take his seat. Rattlers, Cole Corner working off the left wing. Half the shot clock elapsed, and Ethan Carter gets in. Tie up. Arrow goes to NJC. So creating a turnover on the Arrow is Ethan Carter, who got pulled early because his defense wasn't there. That's pretty darn good defense right there. Keith Davis walks into the front court, and he'll set things up for the Northeastern Plainsmen. Thomas to his right, Carter to his left. Doesn't get a screen from either. Jacoby Jones steps in with 10. Off to Colby Homer near side. Homer up top for Trevor Thomas. Inner in to Ethan Carter, and the ball's tipped by the Otero Rattlers and ends up in the hands of Cole Corner. Rattlers walk it back up. This has been NJC's tempo a game, a very slow pace. They prevented Otero from running. On the near side, Marquise Allen. He double dribbled. He tried that little Steph Curry step back type thing where you dribble to your left and then kind of shuffle your hips back, and Keith Davis was wise to it, and then he tried to do it again to his right, and you can only do it one time. It's not the cha-cha slide. Keith Davis takes a seat. Eddie Trinkle and Keith Davis, two strong-willed point guards, having a vehement conversation as Keith goes to the end of the bench. Jacoby Jones near the top of the key for the Northeastern Plainsmen, off to Trevor Thomas. Right side. Manzani now running point with 10 on the shot clock. He drives in on the 7-footer, kicks far side. Colby Homer in and out. Rebound bangs around. Trevor Thomas gets it, and NJC will extend the possession. Now 10 on the shot clock again with 5:50 to go in the first half. Manzani to Homer. He'll drop it down underneath and find Ethan Carter, who lays it up and in. So couldn't get the 3, could get the 2. 19-15, second chance points again for NJC. 7 offensive rebounds for the Northeastern Plainsmen. They've got 8 second chance points and a moving screen on the Otero Rattlers and Felix Gassana. So Gassana, the 7-footer, is with 2 fouls, and Otero will take their use it or lose it timeout in this first half. It's a 30. They made a host of subs here as well. Timeout on the Eastern Plains Sports Network is brought to you by Sterling Health Foods. Still open and still in the business of your best health. They'll bend over backwards to get you healthy and have a great rewards plan that make it affordable. Stop by south of Sterling on Highway 6. 19-15 NJC. Plainsmen won in La Junta by 11, and using the math of this region, typically if the home versus road splits about 11 points, so you should on paper win this one by 25, but I don't think anybody in this region's beaten anybody by 25 this year. Chase Manzani bringing the ball up, gets it punched into the Otero bench, and Keith Davis back to the table. After the conversation with head coach Eddie Trinkle, he's back on the floor to set the offense up. Keith weaves with Colby Homer. Ethan Carter out of the high post. Nothing on that first set, so Keith off the left wing will go out up top for Jacoby Jones. Back to Keith on the near side. Steps on the baseline, trips and falls, shovels it over to Colby Homer, and it goes out of bounds off of Colby Homer. 5:04 to go, first half. Rattlers brought Jai Barlow and Sam Webb, so the two Aussies at 6'8" and 6'9" on the floor together. Jason Lewis also came in on that timeout, as did Kalen Graham. So 4 subs for the Otero Rattlers. Jai Barlow Off far side to Kalen Graham, who drives in the lane, and a foul on the drive-in on NJC, on Colby Homer. That's 2 on Homer. NJC will go back to Dodge Davis to replace him. Homer has both the NJC fouls and 2 points. Rattlers inbound with Ray Gazaway to the right of the hoop. Kalen Graham on the far side. Baseline, shovel, ball tipped, out, last touched by the Otero Rattlers. Gazaway and Carter were fighting for it, and the Rattlers will fumble it out of bounds. 8th possession, 7th possession. One of their offensive rebounds was the turnover, but without a shot, that possession plus minus definitely hampering them right now. Keith Davis off a screen. Skip near corner. Off to Dodge Davis, left wing. Pumps the 3, kicks out far side. Keys drives in, right to the window, won't go. Tip back, and 1. Trevor Thomas, offensive rebound, fouled on the tip in. He'll go to the line for a 3-point play. Jai Barlow picks up his second. So Gassana, Walther, and Barlow, 3 of the 4 post players in foul trouble. They'll bring Walter back in. I don't feel like NJC's really attacked the post players to get the foul trouble. It's maybe just a lack of discipline there as Thomas can't get the and one to go. So it stays 21-15, 4:06 to go in the first half. NJC on top of Otero. Quick run into the front court. Ray Gazaway to Webb on the baseline, covered by Trevor Thomas. Banging. Webb gets free. Fouled by Thomas. He'll head to the free throw line as Thomas went for the block. That'll happen after the media timeout with 3:53 to go in the first half. NJC leads Otero by 6 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Northeastern Plainsmen lead the Otero Rattlers 21-15 as we welcome you back inside the Bank of Colorado Events Center. Plainsmen down by 6 early, have been up now by 6. This is the largest lead of the game for them and matching the largest in the game. Sam Webb, the Australian sophomore, will be at the free throw line. Out of the media timeout, and he misses the first. His first free throw of the game for the Otero Rattlers. NJC is actually shooting 24 free throws a game inside conference play. Second free throw goes in for Webb. So the Rattlers back within 5, and Keith Davis walks it up. Dodge Davis off to Ethan Carter, and now Keith Davis in front of the Otero bench, far side. Keith funnels it back out to half court. Half the shot clock elapsed. Ethan Carter off to Keith Davis. Feed into the lane for Xavier Shepard, who came back in, muscles it up and through. Xavier Shepard, the first in the game to double figures. He has 10. And JC leads 23-16. Rattlers run it up. Gazaway far side, goes high post. Pass stolen away. Keith Davis looking to run. He has Dodge Davis with him. Dodge gets his dunk attempt blocked, misses the putback, rebound down by Ethan Carter, and NJC will keep it alive. Down into the near corner, Dodge Davis. He'll skip back out to Keese Davis. 10 on the shot clock, under 3 to go in the first half. Keese gives it off to Ethan Carter. Carter drives to the window, scoops it in just before the horn. And Ethan Carter grows the lead to 9, 25-16. Just more than 2.5 to go before halftime. Walk into the front court, Jason Lewis setting it up for the Otero Rattlers. Lewis to Webb, Jacoby Jones helping. How about a steal for Xavier Shepard, who is then yanked to the ground by Webb. Webb will get his first foul of the game, and they'll review, I believe, this to determine if there was any punches thrown in the scrum on the foul, so the teams will be sent to the bench. One of the things you can review, kind of in that same capacity as flagrant versus traditional foul. There are a lot of players between where we sit in the second deck with the camera and where that was happening, so I can't determine what actually happened there, but there is a camera right on top of it, so if there was anything exchanged there, it will have been caught right on that camera that is on the wall just above where that exchange came to fruition. Xavier Shepard procured his second steal of the game. He has 10 points and 4 rebounds, and it's really been a huge factor tonight as the freshman from Las Vegas. Sam Webb, early, even though he didn't score, he was what drove Ethan Carter from the game early because Carter struggled on him. He was getting a lot of good looks. Went to Brady Green to quell things, and then here came Xavier Shepard and kind of took over that post. The two were on the floor together. This is actually a bigger lineup than NJC typically throws out there. Dodge Davis, Xavier Shepard, Ethan Carter all on the floor. All can play 4 or 5 for the Plainsmen. So the officials have gone to the monitor and reviewed what they need to review. A lot of things you can review there. You could review intentional. Do you put up an X on the intentional foul to prevent the break? Is there punches that are thrown after? Officials will go to the table. And Xavier Shepard will head to the free throw line on what will just be the 9th foul for Sam Webb. So they will assess intentional foul there. Shepard knocks in the first of the free throws, and then it's NJC basketball. Shepard gets both on the intentional foul and makes it an 11-point game. And then it's NJC basketball underneath the basket with 2:25 to go in the first half, leading 27-16. Keese Davis walks it into the front court. Keese goes to Xavier Shepard, who drives left side of the lane off the window and draws another foul. That's 3 fouls on Berthrun Walter. Oh, no, they didn't get Walter with his third. They got Gazaway on the help down with his second. So Gazaway, Walter, Barlow, and Gasana, all with 2 fouls on the Otero side. That's the 10th foul on Otero in this first half. Shepard has drawn the majority of them as he misses his 9th free throw. He's 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Back onto the floor comes Bedram Shiadika. Second free throw goes in, so Xavier Shepard, 6 of 10 and 13 points, has NJC up a dozen, 28-16. Kalen Graham walks it up for the Otero Rattlers. Graham off the right wing, drive in. Into the hands of Walter. Walter banging with Ethan Carter. Fall away from 15 on the baseline. Rattles around. Tip to collect. Shot does not go from Shiadika. And Jacoby Jones comes down with the rebound. Quick push up. Near corner. Dodge Davis from downtown. Doesn't drop. And the rebound contained for the Otero Rattlers by Tamir Anderson, who came in on the foul. 1:35 to go first half. Steal by Dodge Davis as he picked the pocket. Dodge runs the floor. The finger roll to lay it up and in. NJC now leads by 14 at 30-16. 80 seconds to go in the first half. Tamir Anderson on the near side. Toss it over to Jason Lewis. Back out up top for Tamir Anderson. Down into the near corner. Kalen Graham up top. Three doesn't drop. Xavier Shepard pulls away his fifth rebound of the first half. NJC with a minute to go looks to expand on their 14-point lead. Keese walks it into the front court. Carter, far side. Jacoby Jones. Skip pass near side for Keese Davis. Keese feeds it to Xavier Shepard, but wide of him. I know he has a very large wingspan, but he needed go-go gadget arms to pull that one in. Inspector Gadget. 35 seconds to go in the first half. Rattlers walk it up. 10-second differential. Shot clock, game clock. Kalen Graham, right wing. Out up top, he feeds it high. Walter collects it, but standing on the end line. And he's fouled on the tie-up attempt by Ethan Carter. Carter's first foul, just the fourth foul on NJC. Bumps the shot clock back to 20. 22.7 to go, so not the final possession, but close to it. Inbound pass punched out of bounds, out of the hands of Shiadika. Lewis triggers it in. Shiadika outside the arc. He looks to drive in. Xavier Shepard tips it. Keese Davis picks it up. He runs the floor right to the rim and lays it in. Another steal for NJC. 7 in the first half. They lead by 16 in the lane. Foul on the floor on the drive with 3 seconds remaining. The baseline official said on the floor, but the near wing official said he was in the act of shooting. So it will be 2 free throws for Shiadika on Keese Davis's first foul of the game. Vedom Shiadika, the 6'7" sophomore from Houston, Texas, will shoot free throws, and Eddie Trinkle will use his use it or lose it timeout in this first half to set up a length of the floor off the free throw situation. This is a huge first half for NJC. They've not played. Justin Sellers, the assistant coach, leaned over to Eddie Trinkle in the final 5 minutes of the game on Saturday and said, can we play a single game that is decided by more than 10 points? Like, they have been in tight affairs all 2026. So to have this kind of lead right now, and I know there's still a lot of basketball to play, and we've seen bigger comebacks than this in the region over my 17 years covering sports here, but you got to feel pretty good about where you're sitting right now. Vedom Shiadika misses the first free throw. Only one on the line to rebound for Otero. NJC has drawn something up. They have a lot of plays to go length of the floor in precious few seconds. Shiadika can't get the second to go. Ethan Carter with the rebound, and that will take us to halftime. NJC doubling up Otero. They play defense to hold them to 16 in the first half. It's 32-16 NJC. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We welcome you back inside the Bank of Colorado Event Center at halftime. NJC leads Otero 32-16. A great close to the first half, and I think the big stat of half number one that has the Northeastern Plainsmen on the front side is 10 offensive rebounds that have led to 12 second chance points in half number one. That's what you need to do. Control the glass to control the tempo of the game. The shooting percentage has been exceptional for NJC. They were 12 of 28 in half number one. And for a team that shot as many threes as they did, I'm happy with that. They only made 1 3, and I think that's the only problem I have in half number one. Maybe a couple turnovers you don't like there, but they were 1 of 7 from downtown. That means that they're 11 of 22. They're 50% inside the arc. So if you can do that math a little bit better and just cut those threes in half, get yourself in, you're up 20 at this point in the game with the better shot selection. As we head to the second half, the Plainsmen need to find a way to continue to attack, because that was the biggest story in the first half. Ray Gazaway's the only guard with 2 fouls, but Felix Gasana, Bertrand Walter, Jai Barlow, 3 of their 4 post players in foul trouble, leading Shiadika to have played post a lot more. He was more of a shooting guard, small forward wing to start the game, and ended up having to play the 4 because of the foul trouble in the first half, which took him out of his comfort zone. If NJC can continue to attack and get their post players to do their work, Xavier Shefford having himself a ball game, 13 points, 5 rebounds in the first half. You get him or any of the other post players to do that as we head to the second half, you're going to be just fine, and you'll walk away with a win to potentially put yourself into that number 1 spot. NJC taking on Trinidad tomorrow. North Platte's the team they're chasing, down a game in the Region 9 standings. 2-minute break, second half coming up next. 32-16 NJC over Otero on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. (32-16) NJC over Otero as we head to the second half. Brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money, do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Many locations across the area. Visit equitable-savings.com. Plainsmen used a lot of bench players in the first half for a lot of minutes. They'll go back to their starting 5 for half number 2. Rattlers will make some changes to begin the second half. A mix of their bench and their starters. Marquise Allen, Cole Corner, they'll be the guards. Jai Barlow, Sam Webb, and is that Lucas Glasgow? We didn't see him at all in the first half. The freshman from Denver, that is Glasgow. Otero has the ball going right to left as we begin the second half. Webb hands it off, top of the key, three-corner, knocks it in. Cole Corner, his first bucket of the game, and the lead down to 13 at 32-19, 15 seconds into the second half. Parker Davis missed the oop touch from Ethan Carter, but got his own rebound, and the putback goes in. That's now 14 second chance points for the Plainsmen, who lead by 15. 34-19. In the lane, steal from Keith Davis. Flying up the floor. Davis to the rack. Lays it up and in. Keith Davis with 9 and 3 steals. Plainsmen lead by 17. Largest lead they've had in the contest. Cole Corner walks it into the front court. Marquise Allen around onto the near side. Out up top, forward corner once again. Webb to Allen. Kansas City. He tries to drop it in to Webb. Webb spinning, scooping window, won't go, gets his own rebound, blocked on his putback by Dodge Davis, and Ethan Carter collects the basketball. So Sam Webb had another crack at it, but picks up his second foul after missing 2 shots. 18:45 to go in the second half, and the Plainsmen up by 17, looking to grow on it. Keith Davis walks forward, sets it up. Ethan Carter near the top of the key. Goes into the hands of Dodge Davis in front of the Plainsman bench. Parker Davis out up top. Near side, Keith Davis in the lane, trying to find Parker Davis. His pocket picked. Quick run of the floor, Marquise Allen. Keith Davis trying to get a jump ball. Instead will collect his second foul after the errant pass, and Eddie Trinkle won't even look at him to let him argue his case for reviewing that. It was all facilitated by a terrible pass from Keith Davis. This has definitely not been the Keith Davis night we've come to expect in 2026. I know he's got 9 points, and you go, well, it's not a bad night. Yeah, but he's got 3 turnovers. He only has 1 assist. He doesn't look comfortable in his own skin right now. He looked like a beast that nobody could tame so far this year. Both free throws down, 36-21, and Keith walks it into the front court. Parker Davis to Jacoby Jones on the far side, back to Keith. Down into the near side, it'll go Dodge Davis. Around to Keith Davis, far side. Keith drives, kicks, Dodge, three-corner, up, doesn't go. Parker Davis fighting for the rebound. It ends up in the hands of Sam Webb. Quick sprint into the front court. Shovel to the corner for Cole Corner. His 3 wildly off the mark. Sam Webb gets the rebound and dunks it back and in. It's Webb's first field goal of the game. He made a free throw in the first half, and that was it. One of the leading scorers for the Otero Rattlers this season. Ball tipped out of bounds as the Plainsmen look to run the floor. Marquise Allen, the one that did the tipping. Keith Davis will set on the end. Insignia near center court. Toss it around far side, down underneath the hoop. Ethan Carter falls off onto the near side for Parker Davis. Off the window, falls in. Parker Davis with 6 and another assist for the Plainsmen, back up by 15. Quick run up, Marquise Allen shot no good. Webb trying to get the rebound, and Keith Davis last to touch it as it went out off of him. Marquise Allen wanted that high layup float off the window. Didn't get it. Toss in. And an offensive foul as Lucas Glasgow had the forearm wrapped across the chest of Ethan Carter and took him to the ground. That's another miscue by the Otero Rattlers internally. Keith Davis walks it into the front court. Sets the offense up. He's directing traffic. Off to Ethan Carter. Jacoby Jones, NBA range. Yes, sir. His first bucket of the night. NJC has an 18-point lead and a steal by Ethan Carter. Carter will run the floor all the way to the hoop. Lays it through. Ethan Carter with the assist on the 3, with the steal and the 2. Rattlers quickly back, and Marquise Allen lays it up and in. It's 43-25 with 16:20 to go in the first half. Dodge Davis to his brother Parker Davis. Near side, Jacoby Jones. Then Keith Davis, not related. Far side, Ethan Carter. Left wing. Skip off. Jacoby Jones spins to his right, pulls up from 10, won't knock it in. Parker Davis down with the rebound and then throws it away. Quick toss forward to the hoop. High teardrop. Marquise Allen knocks it in. So the Rattlers getting a couple breaks off of miscues from NJC and have chopped the lead back down to 16. Parker Davis. Cross to the near side, Jacoby Jones, Ethan Carter, then Keith Davis. Keith down underneath for Dodge, let the defense fly by, and Dodge laid it through. It's 4 points in the game for Dodge, lead back up to 18 for NJC. Next whistle, media timeout, 45-27. Walk into the front court. Cole corner, far side, drive in Webb, fouled on his shot by Ethan Carter. And he'll have free throws out of the media timeout. 45-27, 15-12 to go, second half. NJC up on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. .45-27 NJC, 15-12 to go in the second half. They've led by 20. It's the wrong color pen. Sam Webb will have free throws out of the media timeout for the Otero Rattlers. Otero headed tomorrow to WNCC. WNCC hosting Trinidad tonight. Lamar and McCook played this evening as well. I did see that the Lamar women won against McCook. I've not seen a final on the men's game yet as Sam Webb knocks in the first free throw. Plains women lost earlier tonight. 76-72. Second free throw goes for Sam Webb, and he will exit, replaced on the floor by Bedum Shiadika. Shiadika, good start to the game. 5 points, 9 rebounds in the first half. Keith Davis walks into the front court and he'll set the offense up. Keith steals to Xavier Shufford, the Plainsman's leading scorer. He's knocked to the deck. Shot won't go. Allen Acevedo dogged a mauled after he collects the offensive rebound. And Allen will head to the free throw line. Foul is on Shiadiku, who just came in. Plainsman went Acevedo dogged to Shufford, and Keith Davis stayed on. Didn't see Manzani. Typically Manzani's that early sub in this second half for NJC. Allen Acevedo dogged and knocks in the first. Rattlers, they will go to Ray Gazaway. So Allen and Gazaway back on as starters for the Otero Rattlers. Acevedo Dagda cannot get the second to go. Jason Lewis also came in on the immediate timeout for the Otero Rattlers. 36-27 NJC. Near side three for Glasgow. He didn't play in the first half, and Lucas Glasgow just took his first shot of the game and drained it. Back within 14 comes Otero. Alan Acevedo Dagda, far side. Xavier Shufford onto the near side for Keith Davis. Pass through the hands of Shuffer through the hands of Carter. And Glasgow picked up his second foul as Carter attempted to chase it down, and a little too much physicality there, so that's 3 fouls on Glasgow. Plainsman gets shot clock bumped back to 20, and Keith Davis will set it up, driving right side of the lane off to Jacoby Jones. Won't drop it on the long-range shot. Rebound run down by the Otero Rattlers. They'll look to sprint it forward. Marquise Allen spearheading point. Pull back left arc three. He knocks it in. You got the 20-point lead, and then all of a sudden, it's now just 11. Still 14 to go in this game. We're a long ways from being done. 46-35 NJC. Alan Acevedo Dagda spins off the defense, off to Keith Davis. He drives in. He dishes it off to Alan Acevedo Dagda, attempting to push through contact. He was fouled. Vidum Shiadika whistled for the foul. And Alan Acevedo Dagda will be shooting free throws. Acevedo Dagda misses the first. Acevedo Dagda was still getting worked out coming out of the locker room. That lower body that he's been battling still giving him some fits as the trainer tended to him. Rattlers brought Tamir Anderson onto the floor as Acevedo Dagda gets the second free throw over and down. 47-35, 13:45 to go in the second half. Rattlers will walk it up with Ray Gazaway running point. Gazaway off to Lewis. Lewis looking for him, finding Shiadika. Shiadika with 15 on the shot clock, backing down Keith Davis. Near the protected circle, and Keith just can't get into his grill, and he knocks it in, does Shiadika, and back within 10 have come the Otero Rattlers. 47-37. This is an 11-1 run. Ethan Carter popped as he tried to step in, and if that's Lucas Glasgow, that's 4. All in the second half. The freshman from Denver didn't play in half one, and he's picked up 4 fouls after starting the second half. No, he didn't even start. It's the under 16. He's picked up 4 fouls in 3 minutes. Keith Davis gives it to Colby Homer, who came in on that foul. Alan Acevedo Dagda around to Keith on the near side. Into Xavier Shufford. Shufford trying to back down. Ball knocked out of his hands. Through a ton of contact. No call. Ethan Carter picks it up off the block. He clips rim. Doesn't go. Colby Homer with the rebound, and he draws the foul. Boy, I am not entirely sure how there wasn't some sort of foul somewhere, either on Otero or NJC in the final 5 seconds of that, and Lucas Glasgow just fouled out of the game. He didn't play in the first half. He picks up 5 fouls in 3.5 minutes. And he hit a 3. So he did get in the scoring column. Chase Manzani will come in for NJC, replacing Keith Davis, and Trevor Thomas is to the table. I believe he's for Colby Homer, or is he for Ethan Carter? As Colby Homer misses the first free throw. It's for Carter. So it'll be Shufford, Thomas in the front court, Homer, Acevedo Dagda, and Manzani in the back court. Plainsman up by 10. Second free throw goes for Colby Homer. And Well, they just confirmed that was not 5 fouls on Glasgow. The book indicated it was just 4. So he didn't foul out in 3 minutes. Just picked up 4 fouls. 48-37. Chiadika walks it into the front court for the Rattlers. To Anderson, down into the corner. Drop to Webb on the block, and Webb muscles it up and in. It was once a 20-point lead for NJC. Now it's just 9, 48-39. Chase Manzani sprints it into the front court, looking to shovel it off. It's tipped by the Rattlers and out on the far sideline by the Plainsman bench. No lead is safe in Region 9. Never has been. Trevor Thomas gives it to Chase Manzani near side. Manzani backing down, tripping back out up top for Xavier Shepard, who spins away from contact. High oop into the lane, finds Trevor Thomas, who tips it in. Drew the defense to him, given all the scoring Shepard did in the first half, able to get a pass and the assist there. Jason Lewis for the Rattlers quickly up. He drives into the lane, shovels it baseline. 3 for Tamir Anderson, knocks it in. Tamir Anderson gets the Rattlers within 8, 50-42. 11:35 to go in the second half. Alan Acevedo Dagda walks it up. Xavier Shepard gives it off to Manzani, but took an extra step before he gave it off. With 11:27 to go in the second half, we've got the media timeout. This ball game's far from over. 50-42 NJC on top of Otero. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. $11 minutes and 28 seconds to go in half number 2. NJC leads the Otero Rattlers 50-48 as we welcome you back. Our coverage made possible by Rudy's Tires. Several locations across the area, so there's always going to be one close by. If you can't get to them, they'll come to you. Stop by Rudy'sTires.com for more information. Rattlers with the ball going right to left out of the media timeout. It'll be walked into the front court by Ray Gassaway back onto the floor. He'll give it off far side. Jason Lewis's 3 won't go. Trevor Thomas up and comes away with the rebound. He'll find Chase Manzani, who sprints the floor, kicks it off to Homer far side. In and out on his 3. Sam Webb down with the rebound as the Plainsmen can't get a long-range shot to drop consistently tonight. Rattlers run it up. Far side into the lane, push shot off the rim. There's Thomas to come up with a rebound once again off the miss from Lewis.
Work a good shot, come on.
Plainsmen will walk it up with Chase Manzani spearheading the point. Manzani near side, ball punched into the stands, and Keith Davis back in as Chase Manzani heads to the bench. Looks to me like maybe he's going to also head to the trainer. I don't know if he tweaked something or what he's dealing with. He'll quickly come back to the bench. Keith Davis. 10 on the shot clock, near side to Colby Homer. Homer looking for Acevedo. Dogged, a pass stolen away by the Otero Rattlers. Quickly sprinted up. Rattlers get Chiadika right side of the lane, out far side for 3, and Tamir Anderson hammers iron, doesn't go. Rebound last touched by Otero as Shepard got it. Webb got on top of him from behind it. And it'll be NJC basketball. Jacoby Jones and Dodge Davis back onto the floor. Colby Homer and Alan Acevedo-Dog to sit. Plainsmen were up 20 before the under-16 media timeout. Rattlers used an 11-1 run to come screaming back. Shufford into the lane. Dodge Davis off the mark, but there for the dunk back. Trevor Thomas stuffs it down. Plainsmen back up by 10. Rattlers quickly back. Their three won't go. Webb with the offensive rebound, and Keith Davis steals it away from him. Keith looks to run. He'll give it off to Thomas, who finds Jacoby Jones. And Jacoby Jones flutters it through, and Eddie Trinkle uses a timeout. The Rattlers tried to quickly inbound, Otero protesting. But Eddie Trinkle was right on top of the official on the timeout. Both coaches to have a very good reason to be upset right now with the non-calls that we've had put together. This will turn into the media timeout. But we just came back a few minutes ago, so we'll keep it here. Coverage on the Eastern Plains Sports Network made possible to you by Kuski's Fuel Service. Set up your propane delivery schedule today. Stop in on Main Street in Crook or call 970-886-2121. Tomorrow night, doubleheader for NJC basketball. The Plains women and Plains men welcome in Trinidad State, 5:30 and 7:30 on the start time. I'm excited because it's my 1,500th game tomorrow covering NJC. This is game number 1499. 17 years here at NJC. I always love getting those milestone opportunities, especially when it's a program like Trinidad State. Their men's team is coached by a guy that was the point guard on the very first basketball assignment I had at then Southern Colorado, now CSU Pueblo, back in 2003. Mike Folda, who played here at NJC. So that's always a little special addition to that one. I always do enjoy getting to see a guy I graduated with have the success he's had, but hopefully not tomorrow against the Northeastern Plainsmen. 54-42, 9:35 to go out of the timeout. Plainsmen up by a dozen on the Rattlers. Trevor Thomas comes up with a steal on a pass intended for the 7-footer, and he takes it right to the hoop. Trevor with 6 of his 8 in this second half, and it's another NJC steal. They only average 7 a game. NJC has 12. 56-42, they're up 14, and nearly another. Keith Davis popped it out of the hands of Cole Corner. It'll be a Rattler inbound to the right of the hoop. The shot clock had reset to 30. Possession had not changed. Into the lane. Quick tip to Bertrand Walter becomes the first Rattler in double figures. And then the Otero Rattlers on the inbound pass jumped into the out-of-bounds area, so that is a warning for Marquise Allen. And shot clock had gone down to 29. The student section, they're getting their money's worth tonight, although they did get in for free. Inbound pass, and Marquise Allen will draw the foul, or will commit the foul, as Keith Davis on the inbound. That's the 8th team foul on the Otero Rattlers, who were tagged for 11 in the first half. NJC has only been called for 6 tonight. One and one for Keith in the single bonus. Got to make the first to get the second. Does and will. Keith, the second player on the Plainsman side, in double figures in scoring with 10. Second falls as well. Keith now has 11. Lead back to 14. Ball will walk into the front court for the Northeastern Plainsmen, or for the Otero Rattlers. Walter drives right side of the lane, spins, falls, travels. So NJC gets it back with 8:54 to go. Keith Davis will walk it into the front court. Keith works it around the perimeter. Jacoby Jones near side three. Back iron doesn't go. Parker Davis down with an offensive rebound. Keith Davis looking for Thomas on the Ute backside, and cold corner undercut him, and Trevor Thomas will head to the free throw line. Trevor Thomas, a massive ball game so far, had an and one that he failed to convert in the first half. 6 points in this second half. And it's relegated Ethan Carter to the bench. And right now it's also relegated Xavier Shepard, half number one's leading scorer, to the bench. Trevor got to make the first to get the second. Doesn't and won't. And the 7-footer comes down with the rebound, and Felix Casana. Steal by Parker Davis. Keith Davis up the floor. The trail, Trevor Thomas stripped as he goes up, and it goes out of bounds off of him. So NJC tried the 3-on-1, and the great defense forced the Plainsmen to cough it up. Still 58-44, 8:24 to go in the second half. Marquise Allen walks it into the front court for the Rattlers. They'll weave on the far arc. Walter trying to drive in on Parker Davis. Keith Davis going for the steal, and he tipped it out of bounds. Inbound to the left of the hoop with 16 on the shot clock. Into the lane. How about another steal? This time, Jacoby Jones whistled for the foul, or got the steal, and whistled for the foul on the break. Cold corner, his second. And Keith Davis to the line on what is now double bonus. 10th foul in the second half. Rattlers cut it down to an 8-point game. NJC has now stretched it back out to 15 as Keith knocks in the first. Otero will go back to Sam Webb in that post position, and back in comes Tamir Anderson. Keith with the second opportunity to try and make this back to a 16-point game. It does not go, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Walter for the Rattlers. 59-44, Marquise Allen walks it into the front court, feeds it wide to Sam Webb, and out of bounds. We'll hit the media timeout with 7:55 to go in the second half. 59-44. NJC leads Otero on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Plainsmen lead 59-44 as we welcome you back in half number 2. Culligan has water softeners and drinking water systems available for rent. Call 970-427-8080. Plainsmen led by 20. Rattlers an 11-1 run, got it back within 8. NJC stretched it back out to 15. Keith Davis will walk it into the front court. Plainsman looking to go to 6-2 in Region 9 South play, starting the second time through tonight. Trevor Thomas to Keith Davis on the far side. Keith loses the basketball. Jacoby Jones gets it up. Thomas into the lane. Ball swatted by the Rattlers out of bounds. It's still NJC ball with 9 to go on the shot clock. Back in comes Cole Corner for the Otero Rattlers, the sophomore from Longmont. I believe he was a Meade product, if my memory serves correct. Keith Davis off the inbound, drives in. He's blocked by Webb, and a foul on Parker Davis.
Oh, come on.
That'll just be the third foul on NJC in the second half. That's Parker's first in the game. 7:27 to go, second half. If you can get to that under 4 media timeout, still up by double digits, you feel pretty good if you're NJC. Marquise Allen trots in, sets up. Shadika covered by Dodge Davis outside the arc to the far side. Marquise Allen steps into the right corner. Out to Cole Corner, top of the key, 3 rolls rim, bounces up high and tumbles in. Corner gets Otero back to within 12. Keith Davis walks it up, gives it off to Dodge Davis, then Parker Davis, then back to Keith Davis. Trevor Thomas off to Jacoby Jones, far side. 5 out motion for NJC. Otero's denying the entry in, so Keith Davis launches it from the near side and reins it in. Keith with 15 for NJC. The lead back to 15 at 62-47. 2 off the mark, no good for the Rattlers from Marquise Allen, and Dodge Davis down with the rebound. 62-47. Dodge, Parker, and Keith outside the arc. Now Trevor Thomas in the mix. Looking for that flash cut on the inside. Off the left wing, driving up and under Parker Davis. Nice little move with 6 in the second half. Used the rim to deny the block. Lead up to 17. Far side, 3 for Walter. Buries it. Bernard Walter, the leading scorer for the Otero Rattlers this evening. He has 13. Rattlers turn the press on out of the timeout. Plainsman will change who's inbounding with men in the backcourt. Keith Davis slowly walks forward, going left to right in this second half. Jacoby Jones out to Trevor Thomas. Trevor, far side, Dodge, back iron, doesn't go. Rebound out of bounds off Otero. It's still NJC basketball. And the student section has got the guy they wanted into the game for the Otero Rattlers. They pick one that they would like on the floor every game, and when he gets in, they give him a cheer. It's Damian Langford, the freshman from Albuquerque. Keith Davis, left wing, drives in, dishes off. Trevor Thomas stuffs it in. Thomas, the third Plainsman in double figures with 10. The ball will walk up. Drive on the near side. Shovel it off to Webb. Hook shot rattles around and goes down. You don't see that ball in basketball much anymore. Little baby hook. Under 5 to go. 66-52 NJC. Kobe Jones on the Bank Colorado logo near side, off to Trevor Thomas, then Parker Davis. Into the high left post for Dodge Davis, and he took an extra step before he kicked it off to Jacoby Jones. That will allow the Plainsmen to bring Chase Manzani in, but they will not go 2-point guard. They've gone 2-point guard with Keith and Chase on the floor in the closing minutes of the close games, but going to afford Keith a chance to take a breather. 5th game in 11 days. 6th and 12 tomorrow. Feed backside. Marquise Allen lays it up and in. Marquise Allen, the second Rattler in double figures with 11. Manzani sprints it up, blows by his man. Good help side by Sam Webb to swat the shot out of bounds. Manzani, baseline inbound to the left of the hoop, gets it back off the inbound and will set it up. Manzani to the near side, Dodge Davis slips, skips, Jacoby Jones pops, won't drop. Dodge with the offensive rebound, and he traveled trying to avoid the defense. So get the offensive rebound and the turnover again. With 4:05 to go, Keith Davis back in, and here NJC goes, leading by a dozen, but you need both point guards on. You need multiple opportunities to handle the basketball to finish this one off. Cole corner near the top of the key. Kicks it. The three wildly off the mark. Sam Webb runs down the rebound. And give it off to Marquise Allen, covered by the much bigger Trevor Thomas. There's an 8-inch height differential there thanks to a screen. Down into the corner. The three for Langford, blocked by Parker Davis. Rebound down by Keith Davis. Trevor Thomas, two-hand jab and one. Block shot, fast break, dunk and one. 3:31 to go, 68-54, NJC on top of Otero. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back inside the Bank of Colorado Event Center, Plainsman back up by 14, looking to put the win on ice. An and one free throw for Trevor Thomas out of the final media timeout. The student section raining boos on the Otero bench because they pulled the player that they were cheering to get into the game back off the floor. Rattlers bring back in the player we thought fouled out, Lucas Glasgow. He picked up 4 fouls, though. They had a foul credited on him that was not on him and made that correction. Thomas and one does not go. So it stays a 14-point game, and the rebound down by the Otero Rattlers. Shiadika is the one that came back in for him. Shiadika has been a versatile nightmare tonight for the Northeastern Plainsmen to handle. He'll pull up right elbow. Shot over the outstretched arm of Parker Davis, and he drops it through. 9 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists for Shiadika. 68-56. Chase Manzani trots up, sets up. Keith Davis, right wing. Out up top, Dodge Davis. Chase Manzani in front of his own bench, left sideline. Back off to Parker Davis, who launches it from long range. Shot does not go, and Sam Webb comes away with his 9th rebound of the night. Rattlers looking to run. Shovel it in transition to Cole corner. His 3 does not go. Dodge Davis chases down the rebound looking to run. He'll slow it up and find Keith Davis with 2.5 to go and take time. Eddie Trinkle signaling to run this one down to the 10 before you run the quick hit. Parker Davis onto the near side for Chase Manzani. Manzani, backdoor, feed to Parker Davis. Shot won't go. Rebound down by Trevor Thomas. He's fouled, and he'll earn a trip to the line.
Come on. Move it.
Xavier Shufford was the stud of half number 1 for NJC. 13 points, 5 rebounds. He went 0 for 2 in this second half. Trevor Thomas has been the stud in this second half. He has 10 points, 5 rebounds in this half, 12 and 6 in the game. Lead a dozen with 2:15 to go. Thomas, first falls in. Ethan Carter's at the table to come in for Trevor Thomas. Thomas has played, I think it's 13 consecutive minutes in this second half without coming off the floor. He misses the second half. 69-56, 2:10 to go. Chiadika runs it into the front court for the Rattlers in the lane. The English off the window doesn't drop, but Sam Webb with the board. He'll bury it, third in double figures, and he's double-doubled tonight. Chase Manzani sprints it up for NJC, up 11, a minute 50 to go. Keith Davis will take his time, fly near the top of the key, then pull back with 15 on the shot clock. Run it down to about 90 seconds before he has to shoot. Keith. Backdoor feed to Dodge Davis. He kicks it out of bounds, but it was kicked out off of Chiadika. Eddie Trinkle will utilize a 30-second timeout. Well, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up. We have, of course, NJC Trinidad tomorrow. NJC Trinidad on Monday for wrestling as well. Would like you to come on out to the Bank of Colorado Event Center. It's Sophomore Day. We'll be celebrating the sophomores on the NJC wrestling roster. We'll have coverage here on 94.5 The Ranch. I never profess to be a wrestling expert, but I do love to celebrate the successes of our athletes, and I have enjoyed watching them this year. That is Monday. I think it's a 5 o'clock start. Maybe it's 6. I don't know. You can find out on the schedule, GoNJC.com. I have a calendar on my phone that tells me where to be and when. Gives me plenty of reminders. NJC up 11, 95 seconds to go. 4 on the shot clock into Keith Davis. Blows the shot, the rebound down. Ethan Carter, he'll bang it back up and in. Another offensive rebound for the Northeastern Plainsmen. I've got NJC down for 21 offensive rebounds tonight. Blocking foul, Ethan Carter. He came across to try and take the ball away from Lucas Glasgow, who ended up throwing a forearm. But that was after Carter stepped in while he was elevated. Carter's third foul. 1:21 to go. 71-58 NJC. Inbound baseline for the Rattlers. Far corner three from Cole Corner. He'll pop it in. Cole Corner gets them back within 11. Chase Manzani saunters slowly forward. NJC can milk this down to 40 seconds to go before they have to shoot. Parker, Dodge, and Keese all outside the arc. The Davises play catch. Now Carter gets in on the mix. Dodge downtown, knocks it down. Dodge Davis, 5 of his 7 in the second half. The icing on the cake to grow the lead to 14. Sam Webb shows the handoff near the top of the key. Skip across to the near side. Cole Corner from downtown. He'll rein it in. Fourth Rattler in double figures with a dozen all in the second half. Plainsmen lead by 11 with 35 seconds left. Chase Manzani sprints up. Keith Davis will back out to half court. Otero not going to foul to extend this game. 11-second differential shot clock, game clock. NJC up by 11. They'll come up with a 7th win in conference, or 6th win in conference play. 6-2. Keith Davis on the near side. He'll drive in off the window and rattle it in. Keith Davis with a dozen in the second half, 17 in the game. He'll finish as the night's leading scorer. And NJC will walk away as the 2 goes in the closing seconds from Lucas Glasgow, 76-65. The Otero Rattlers fall to NJC after the Plainsmen explode on offense in half one. Post-game show next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back inside the Bank of Colorado Events Center, it's a 76-65 win for the Northeastern Junior College Plainsmen over the Otero Rattlers. I'm Ben Blecka. We're joined by one of our two players of the game here tonight in Xavier Shufford, the freshman from Las Vegas. Xavier, this is a heck of a ball game and a heck of a first half. What was going well for you out there in half number one?
I was just trying my hardest, really. And I knew that we needed rebounds and we needed stops, so I was just trying to focus on defending and rebounding, really.
Yeah, you scored 13 all in that first half, and you were able to get on the offensive glass. What's the key to the good offensive rebounding that you guys had? I think you had 21 as a team tonight.
Yeah, we've been working on offensive rebounds the whole, every practice now, so we really can, guess where the rebound is going.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, as a team, have a lot of good post players. What's that competition like? How's that made you better so far?
All of them made me better, especially Brady because he's so strong, so just going against them every day has really made me better.
You're a freshman here at NJC from Las Vegas. Why'd you choose here? Why Sterling, Colorado?
I've never been outside of Las Vegas, so I decided to go a little far, and I trusted the coach. So.
Absolutely. You guys have had you've had a great season so far, but what do you feel like you still need to improve upon so that we can continue this?
Staying focused during the games because I kind of lose focus sometimes. So being able to focus on the game the whole time, I think that's going to help me and the team.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a good night tonight.
Right,
Congrats on the win. Xavier Shufford joining us. We'll bring head coach Eddie Trinkle in now here on our post-game show, brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, big firm products, small firm relationships, westerneci.com. It's kind of tough, Coach, for a guy like Xavier. I mean, he had such a massive first half. Going for a 13-5, and then he really didn't find a spot in the second half. But I think that shows how valuable your guys' work has been for him to be able to do what he did in the few minutes that he had in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he played really, really good, and then X is an unbelievable kid who, when you get mad at him, he'll work really hard for you, and and we've been talking about that. Like, he comes in all the time and talks to me about, hey, Coach, what do I need to do more? And, I thought the first half he was about as good as I've seen him.
Yeah.
And I mean, it says a lot for our team because then you got, Trevor, who didn't play a lot in the first half. He came out and he played great in the second half, So, I mean, that's the part about this team that I like is it doesn't matter who you throw out there. You're going to get something a little bit different, with each guy that goes out there. And then you're going to be able to, hopefully, get better and better, right? And I felt like that's what we did today. We got a little bit better as we went. Give Otero credit. They started hitting some shots and started doing some things, and we got a little lax with our defense. But, and obviously, I don't know how to change the free throws. We've been trying. And, the games where we shoot free throws really well, we kill people. And the games we don't like tonight, we struggle to finish a game. So
you guys shot 29 free throws tonight, though. I think that really is a credit to your team's aggression in getting to the hoop.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys, you haven't done that before. Is that something you kind of worked with your guys on? Hey, we need to make these moves to the hoop.
Yeah, so we've had 7 games now where we've shot more free throws than our opponent.
Yeah.
7 conference games or 6 conference games, whatever it's been, or we've been at least equal with them, whether we're on the road or not. And it's because we play a at the rim type of game, and that's what we've really tried to emphasize to these kids is the 3-point ball is great. I love it too. When it's going in, there's nothing better than that. But the problem with the 3-point ball is a good 3-point shooter is shooting at a 35% clip. Well, that's not very good.
Right.
You can shoot close to 50% or better from the 2-point if you just figure that out, And I talk about this all the time with these guys. They always ask me why would Dalton's team, the team that won it, they weren't exceptionally talented, okay? But what they did was they understood their roles and what they were supposed to be doing. And then Dalton understood, his freshman year, I think he averaged almost 9 3-point attempts a game or 10 or something like that. His sophomore year, he averaged 3.4.
Yeah.
So he got downhill and he got to spots, and then he started shooting a ton of free throws and started doing some other things. And that's what I told these guys. I said, that's what we got to be, And then we let the three-pointers come. I felt like the three-pointer that Dodge hit late in the game was a good three-pointer on the kick-out, and his feet were ready and he was ready to shoot it. And I think sometimes we we hunt 3-pointers, and then it slows us down, Ben. And I think, like, I'm not a coach that's going to ever hunt 3-pointers, even though I was a 3-point shooter. I don't hunt them. I think the inside-outside game is how you win games, especially in tough tournament atmospheric games. And as well as I do, like, every game we play is a tough tournament atmosphere game.
Yeah, so. No question. 21 offensive rebounds. I talked with X about that. I want to talk with you about the steals. I had you down for 14 steals tonight. You're a team that averages, 7 steals a game. Yeah. How did you double that up? What were you doing to create those opportunities?
So one of the things we've been working on is our help side defense drastically. Even though we play pretty good help side, we wanted to exaggerate it, and we wanted to exaggerate it against Otero and, obviously Trinidad tomorrow too. But I felt that's what really helped us. Like, they kept dribbling right into the double team. Like, they were giving it to us, especially in the first half. When we went on that huge run, they were just handing us the basketball. Yeah. But that's a credit to the kids listening and the kids doing stuff. And then I feel like late in games, like, we forget about that piece,
right?
A little bit. And I think a little bit of that comes, like, just with the maturity of, like, trying to finish games the right way, trying to do things the right way. And so, I mean, I really like this team. I think that we got a shot to be good. We got to find a way to go get an extremely tough one tomorrow, with Trinidad. So, because we're going to have guys, like, just like everybody else, we're going to be beat up and bruised. I know Keese is beat up and bruised. He told me, like, hey, coach, I'm hurt. And I'm like, no, bro, you're not hurt. You're sore.
Yeah.
Like, hurt is you can't go.
You got 6 days to rest after tomorrow.
Yeah, you do. So and tomorrow's like you're going to be one of your favorite games, right?
Yeah.
Because, at one point he was at Trinidad. So.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That's tomorrow at 5:30 and 7:30. Good win tonight, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And tomorrow we're going to celebrate you, I guess. Like, we're going to look at you and say, hey, great job, and then I get to come up here and take pictures
There we go. That works. Right. That works. Yeah, we can do that. That's Eddie Trinkle. 76-65, the Northeastern Junior College Plainsmen take the win tonight. Our players of the game are brought to you by Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. That was the guy we talked to, Xavier Shufford, who scored 13 in the first half, and Trevor Thomas, who scored 11 of his 13 in the second half. Keith Davis led all scores tonight with 17. 76-65, Plainsmen win. Tune in tomorrow for Plainsmen basketball and the Plains women right here on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.